Welcome to Fantastic Vision. Please subscribe us before you watch today's video. On the occasion of a high-level visit to China by the United States, Chinese officials announced that self-developed chips are expected to change lanes and overtake and launch a chip counterattack. Can Blinken go back with a smile this time? As we all know, the United States has always pursued a strategy of using conspiracies and scheming when it comes to the rise of China's high-tech industry through self-research. Since local companies such as Huawei and DJI have successively achieved important results in 5G communications, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and other fields, the United States has followed suit. The continuous escalation of suppression methods, especially chip blockade, has had a serious impact on the development of many Huawei businesses. However, what the US executives did not expect was that Huawei not only survived, but also gradually got rid of its dependence on US technology, and its overall R&D strength became stronger. Last year, when Huawei launched the Kirin 9000S, it coincided with US Secretary of Commerce Raimondo's visit to China. This time, another US senior executive, Blinken, visited, and domestic chips were once again closed to the public. Recently, official media revealed a third-generation, glass perforation technology, independently developed by a local chip team. It is understood that although this new glass wafer is only the size of a fingernail, it can be drilled with 1 million micro holes. Combined with etching and other steps to create complex integrated circuits, this glass crystal plate not only has better performance than traditional silicon wafers, but also reduces process costs by nearly half. This is undoubtedly good news for China. As a common material, the manufacturing difficulty and cost of glass are quite low. For wafers of the same size, the output value of glass wafers can definitely exceed that of silicon-based wafers. This is a brand new integration method, said an industry insider. If China can seize and expand this advantage, then Chinese chips may be able to change lanes and overtake. In other words, China may not only break through overseas monopolies, the containment of forces may even lead the world. From this point of view, what ASML CEO Yellen said in the past can be said to be a prophecy. In September last year, the United States pressured the Netherlands to implement new export control regulations. As a global lithography machine giant, the Dutch company ASML also needed permission from senior US officials if it wanted to export its own products. Although Yellen was unable to stop this, he also warned, isolating China has no way out. The more pressure you put on them, the more likely they are to redouble their efforts. After all, there are too many smart people among those 1.4 billion people. Nowadays, facts have proved that as long as the technology is blocked by the West, it will become the target of China's breakthrough. This is true not only in high-tech fields, such as chips and artificial intelligence, but also in the field of biological sciences. Take the right key type of achievements that American and European companies have vigorously developed and invested in recent years as an example. This technology is equivalent to chip, is related to the health and survival of hundreds of millions of Chinese people. Citing papers in top academic journals such as Aging, the above-mentioned cutting-edge technologies help remove old and degenerated cells in the body that are all harmful, but useless, and release pumping energy to directly attack the roots of cells to recharge them, thereby boosting functions and slowing down the disease. The speed of aging. In the early days, relying on advanced purification patents, the raw materials for this technology were monopolized by the West at high prices, and the finished products cost millions. As a result, for a long time, the right key results were only supplied to NASA and a few scientific research institutes. School. As domestic chips break the existing monopoly, the wave of independent research and development is increasingly sweeping across all domestic fields. Local scholars have spent several years overcoming key preparation processes and solving mass production problems. Now, the domestic iterative version of light huawei key has been launched in Pudong and Tianjin. Aiming, it has been widely used in first and second-tier cities in China, and tens of thousands of comments have focused on obvious physical sensations such as better energy. Before Blinken's visit, the United States was still contacting its allies to tighten semiconductor export controls to China. In the face of news about China's chip breakthrough, this move seemed like a joke. More news that scares top US officials is yet to come. According to the British media, Financial Times, for security reasons, China has issued new guidelines and requires confidential units to gradually avoid using chips and microprocessors from AMD and Intel. This news can be said to have started a new process of China's reverse sanctions and ban on American chips. Faced with China's heavy attacks, top US officials also feel scared. US Treasury Secretary Yellen took the initiative to visit China recently. Not only did she objectively admit that there are a lot of differences between China and the United States, she also sent some kind of signal for help. Perhaps she has noticed that it is time to reevaluate her attitude towards cooperation with China. If the chip is not used, then it will develop it on its own. When China achieves self-sufficiency, it will not matter whether American manufacturers can export it. Just like Huawei's Kirin chip has been reborn, there is no need to look at anyone's face from now on.